So decentralized governance isn't automatically better governance. In fact, there's been many DAOs that have failed over the years. I would venture a guess to say most have failed. So how you design the system determines whether it empowers communities or creates chaos. The first thing to think about is who gets to participate. Governance tokens can be earned, bought, or distributed based on contribution. Each approach has trade-offs. Buying creates plutocracy. Earning can be games. Contribution-based distribution requires defining what counts as contribution. There's no perfect answer, but being thoughtful about access matters. Second, consider what decisions go through governance. Not everything should be voted on. Day-to-day operations need to move fast. Strategic decisions and major resource allocations benefit from broader input. Drawing these boundaries clearly prevents either gridlock or governance theater. Third, it's important to design for participation. Most DAOs struggle with voter apathy. Making voting easy by making the stakes clear, making outcomes matter, these design choices determine whether governance is meaningful or performative. Fourth, it's important to build in accountability. Decentralization doesn't mean no one is responsible. Clear roles, transparent reporting, and mechanisms for addressing problems are essential. Many successful DAOs have core teams that handle execution, with governance providing oversight and direction. And we talked about building in public earlier, and this is a great kind of place where that ties in, where you can build that accountability and transparency. Fifth, it's important to recognize that legal and regulatory reality does matter in this space. DAOs exist in a complex legal gray area. Working with lawyers who understand this space, considering legal wrappers, understanding tax and liability implications, this isn't optional if you're handling real resources. And later on, we're going to have some advice on some policies you can create around this, so hang tight for that later on. And finally, expect iteration. Every governance system has flaws. The best communities treat governance as an ongoing experiment, learning from what works, what doesn't, and continually refining their approach based on community feedback. So decentralized governance is a tool, not a solution. It's not going to solve all your problems with community engagement, but used thoughtfully, it can create some legitimate, accountable, and participatory organizations. On the other hand, used carelessly, and it can create dysfunction. So the difference is in the design, and we have some more tools and resources later on, which we're going to talk a bit more to get in the weeds on this. In the meantime, we'll see you in our next module, where we're going to dive into monitoring, reporting, and verification with blockchain. We'll see you there.